Okay, welcome to the boardroom, and today we're taking a look at the surfboard blanks. Currently, there are three sizes, and we have the 8-foot blank, a 7'2" mid-range blank, and then a 5'6" fish. So why even make surfboard blanks in the first place? And the reason is these are split up in sections, and that is so that we can pack them in a completely normal sized box and send that via UPS to anybody, anywhere. And so these actually all have free shipping. Several years ago, I wanted to shape some surfboards, and initially it looked great. You can buy a blank for just over $100, but then the shipping made it not feasible for me. Generally, it's coming by a freight truck. It's several $100s to ship. There's all sorts of residential fees. You pay like $30 for a box. And after all that, it kind of just put me off, and I never really got around to it. And so initially I was making these larger foil board blanks. And so this is the 5.0. I have a 5'6" as well. And I was running into the issue of shipping for these blanks. It was just like any other surfboard blank. It was getting too expensive because of the size of it. And so what I did is they're split into 3 sections. This is a 3-section blank, and there's a pretty easy method to just glue the sections together. And then you have a blank that you can fully shape and then glass up, and there's no compromise in strength. You end up with a great looking blank and a good looking board once it's all glassed up. So I kind of took the idea from the foil board blanks and moved it into surfboard blanks. Okay, so let's take a look at the 7'2" mid-length board. You can see this is a 3-section blank. And as we already discussed, the benefits of this type of blank, basically the free shipping. The outline is already cut, and a lot of the rocker is already in there with the board, so you can get shaping and end up with something much sooner. So if you're going after shaping your first board, this might be a very easy, straightforward option. And so because of this design, there are a couple things that are a little bit more difficult to do. Is if you wanted to add a stringer, you could do that, but that's up to you to split the board in half and glue your stringer in and glue the board back together. So it is possible to put a stringer in there if you wanted to. However, there's several extra steps to do that. So for all these boards, they're going to be ideally stringerless. It is 1.8 pound EPS foam, and so obviously that means you have to use epoxy, and generally that is a okay construction to get away with going stringerless. So if you're a well-versed shaper, these probably aren't great for you. I'm sure you already have your own system going, but if you're looking to get into shaping your first surfboard, that's ideally why I am offering these blanks. I think of myself several years ago, this is something I 100% would have been looking for. So over the next few weeks, I will be shaping out one of these boards and documenting the whole build, probably this 7'2". I really like this one. And so we're gonna go through all the processes of gluing up the blank, final shaping, and then glassing the blank as well. I like to take a really simple approach to everything. So starting with these blanks is where the board begins. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And as time goes on, hopefully the collection of blanks grows. There's a lot of different sizes out there, and I hope to eventually cover them all, but we have to start somewhere. And so I'm just starting with a 3 blank range.